Hello guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Maku.
It's Kobayashi.
Another episode for Chainsaw Man. Go ahead and pop it up first, Kobayashi.
Yeah, so at the very first scene, we're just at the hospital, and we see basically Aki waking up from his injuries. And in the room with him is Power and Denji. And they were basically fighting over an apple. It's a really funny scene. And then Aki asked him a question. He's like, who else is still alive from our division? And basically he said, oh, just us and Kobane.
And the guy with glasses, supposedly. But I don't think he realizes that he's passed away as well.
Yeah.
So then it pans out to him like trying to smoke a cig.
Mm-hmm. And then at this scene too, Power and Denji, they're just walking out.
Yeah, left him an apple for his troubles.
And then like Mako saying, he's smoking a cig.
And then he starts breaking down in tears because I guess he started reminiscing because if you guys remember, he was Aki learned smoking from, the Dye Patch girl.
After Himeno, yes.
So he started bawling out, in tears, obviously.
And then Denji forgot his manga, so he was gonna go back to the room, and then basically he doesn't open the door, but he hears Aki crying.
Yeah, and he started realizing that, wow, I don't feel anything. I mean, she's my friend. Shouldn't I be crying? I was sad when Pochito was dead. Why aren't I sad anymore? And he started realizing he lost his humanity, essentially.
Because then he starts saying, what if Power dies? He's like, oh, I wouldn't cry too. What if Aki dies? He's like, oh, I wouldn't cry too. And then for Makima, he's like, I'll probably be sad for 3 days, but I don't think I would cry. And I'll just live a normal life after that. So like Mako said, Denji realizes like, wow, am I even a human anymore?
So then that's when he realized he lost his humanity. Went to talk to Power for a little bit. And I kind of forgot the conversation, you remember?
No, I'm pretty sure the conversation was kind of...
Was pointless?
Yeah. But the next scene, we get to see the two advisors from Kyoto. They enter Aki's room, and they're like, oh, wow, sorry. I didn't mean to drop by while you're crying. And Aki's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And basically, they're just saying if Aki wanted to quit or to continue being the Devil Hunter. And obviously, Aki said he wants to become a Devil Hunter to get vengeance for his family and for Himeno. And the two advisors basically told him to, well, if you're going to continue, you have to get a stronger, or you have to make another contract with the devil because Aki lost his contract from the Fox Devil.
Yeah, so he tried summoning it, and what ended up happening is that every single time he did that weird like
the
wolf
cone.
thing, cone, he couldn't summon it. He was unable to, so as Kobayashi was saying, he had to go get a new contract. So then that's when they left off until like towards the end. So we didn't even get to talk about this until
and then one more person enters Aki's room, and which we'll talk about later on. But at that scene, she was a mystery person. But we'll talk about that later on as well. So then the next scene is with Makima. She's at like a graveyard with a bunch of crosses. I kind of like the scenery down there.
So yeah, they were at a cemetery with so Makima was there with Power and Denji. Makima was just explaining, oh, so I'm actually going to get you guys trained up. And Power and Denji, they were sort of excited. They were saying, oh, are you going to be teaching us? Makima neglected that. She ended up saying, oh no, someone else is going to be. And then there was this old man, and you guys might recall him from the previous episode.
Yeah,
or previous two, should I say.
So the reason why Makima wants to get them trained up because she's noticing that the Gun Devil wants Denji's heart. And also as well, and this is just an assumption as well, but I believe the cemetery, the specific the cemetery that they're at and the specific grave that they're visiting, I would assume it would be Himeno's. Because even their trainer or sensei or master that's training Power and Denji has some connection with her. And the trainer himself is Kishibe. They never revealed his name in the anime, but the manga readers know, like myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kishibe basically asked him 3 questions to test him out.
Yeah, so they were like pretty straightforward questions. They were more so just like what did you feel for Himeno's death or one of your squad mates dying? And they both responded, nothing. No. And they both said nothing. The other one said, not really, nothing. And then the next question, I believe, was,
are you like a revengeful person? Are you gonna take revenge?
Right.
And they said, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
Essentially.
One of them said it was too much work.
Yeah, too much work, yeah. And then the third question was like, which side are you on, the humans or devil side? And then Power said, I'll be on the winning side.
So in other words, and they both said essentially the same thing. Basically, they said they were both opportunistic. Whatever side is winning, they're on. Mm-hmm. Or whatever side benefits them, they're on.
The most, yeah. And then Kishibe, surprised to see the normal answer will be the opposite of what Denji Power said. But Kishibe liked their answer, be like, oh, you passed the test. See, in this work and field, you can't be having any like emotions or any attachments. They will get you killed, essentially. It will get you killed, essentially.
So then you see Makima just drift off. She just like sent them off. Said, okay, so I'll leave you guys with Kishibe. So Makima had left, and then we see Power and Denji. They were both training under him. Well, it wasn't even training because they didn't even know that. This boy just went over to hug him.
Yeah.
And then ended up strangling them.
Strangling them to death. Basically, the training is that Kishibe
has to be killed under Power and Denji.
Mm-hmm. So Kishibe is going to be the hunter, and they're going to be the prey.
And he'd mentioned before that this is the first time he's training devils, for obvious reasons. He normally trains humans, but he doesn't know how to go about it for devils, so he'll go about this way. If you guys can kill me, then you guys are stronger than me, and if you guys know that, I'm actually the strongest devil hunter.
Yeah, because he's in Division 1, strongest devil hunter, so it'll be really hard to kill him. So yeah, like Mago said, Kishibe basically kills them with he just strangles them to death with a hug, or he just suffocates their
circulation off the neck. And then he explained one of them is semi-immortal and the other one's immortal fully. Mm-hmm. So we know Denji's fully immortal, and Power, she's semi-immortal.
And the funny part too, I find really funny, is this dude, he's carrying blood on him, so he revives them real quick by giving them blood.
Oh yeah, he gives them pouches of blood. That's really funny. He just carries blood on deck. But I guess he was just expecting that he was going to do this training, so he just dishing out blood.
And another thing too, I like Kishibe's voice actor. His voice actor was the perfect voice actor for that role. And then, but it goes to the night, and basically it's the first training session is over, and Kishibe is just going back. And then Denji asks Power, he's like, oh, how many times did I die today? And Power's like, over 20. She's like, maybe even more, because even I was knocked out a few times, so it might be even more than 20. So it just shows the power level between the master and the student.
So then Power and Denji, they were both getting their heads together. They were saying, okay, so we need to figure out a way. So maybe we should use our brains instead.
Yeah.
So, but you guys obviously know they're both not really the brightest tool in the shed. So, I mean, they were bright enough to think of this, which is one of the more obvious ones. And I don't think he actually expected this, but they decided to go for an ambush.
Yeah.
So the first thing they did was they went to his house. And...
well, no, I believe Kishibe went to their house, because Kishibe was going to pick them up to train.
Yeah, my mistake. No. It was their house. You're right. And all you see is Power create this huge blood spear, and as soon as she hears him coming to the door, she launches her spear and he dodges it. So I mean, it was some Ultra Instinct-esque, whoa. He just dodged it, and then she also had prepared bottles on the top, so she also created these spears from the bottles of blood that she had on top. So she decided to spike it down, but once again he activated his Ultra Instinct and decided to swat all of them and dodge a few.
And then Denji came from the top, jumped down, he's carrying the axe. He swung the axe, but Kishibe just really fast did like a
roundhouse kick, knocked him off his socks, and he ended up on the floor. And
Kishibe was quite impressed by this, but he was
more
also
so, he was underwhelmed. He was more so saying, "Okay, good job, you guys. This is the first time you guys actually made me do something."
yeah,
essentially.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You guys made me do something. Today's training is over.
Yeah.
And then he said some wise words right after he threw a kitchen knife to his head, to Denji's head.
No, because he's like, "Oh yeah, training's over." So then Denji was like, "Oh wow, training's over," and we see Kishibe walking off, and he just throws a knife at Denji's head. He's like, "Never listen to your enemy," or something.
Yeah,
like
never listen to your hunter's words.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the episode. It was really just...
Actually, there's one last thing. It goes to show Aki's side for the last part.
Oh,
well.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so this is the part we actually were leaving off from the beginning. So essentially he went back and they were explaining who that one lady that came inside was.
Yeah, so the lady that came inside was Himeno's sister. And basically she brought him a bunch of letters of like Himeno writing back to her parents saying like, oh, she's fine. And then we see one instance like she said, how can I make Aki quit? Basically saying like she wants to protect Aki from all the, because the job is very dangerous. And then, that's very like emotional scene right there. And then, but the place right now that Aki's at, he's trying to find a new contract for the next devil he can choose.
So they're sifting around through a bunch of devils that are locked up. So these devils have already been locked up, and they've actually been using contracts for other people as well.
Yeah, and for this association.
But there's a specific devil, which was obvious, to be honest, that only 2 people have successfully made contracts with them.
Mm-hmm. And then one of them offered 50 years of their lifespan, and the other person offered, or they didn't offer. The devil took 50 years of the lifespan for one person, and then the devil took their sense of like smell, touch, and their eyes, so sight as well.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, good luck. And the devil, which they revealed, is the future devil. And I find never mind. Well, you'll see in the next episode for the future devil. But any predictions of the future devil? Do you think? What do you think they will offer for Aki?
No, I don't remember, because there was also another important thing that he only has 2 years left of living.
Oh yes, too. Yeah, from earlier in the. So Aki uses his curse devil. So he opens up the story like, how many years do I have left? The cursed devil told him, oh, you only got 2 years left.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to be entailed for him, to be quite honest. He might offer like half of that, which is something that would make sense. Yeah. Or even like 75%, so maybe like 6 months and a year or something like that. So it might go along those routes, but to be quite honest, I have no clue. It'd be quite interesting to see what he has to offer, but I guess we'll see that probably in the next, or not probably, we'll definitely see on the next episode. In any case, guys, if there's any anime you would like us to talk about, please let us know. My name is Maku,
Kobayashi,
and thank you.